Hey guys, Billy with Toll and Roll here. We just had quite the normal Toll and Roll hiccup with technology. We just had a fantastic half-hour conversation with a man who has today the best news ever. He's won his house back. He's got his title. This man is George McDermott. 32 years in law, 32 years of having everything he owns stolen. We're going to go back again and do a show with George where he can explain everything individually. But George, I'd like you to recap, guys. Toll and Roll's documents played a part in this win of George's. Toll and Roll's documents not only played a part, but Linda Nash, who you see on here, played a part. Larry Nemec, who you can't see on here, played a part. Yes. Kirk, John, Tom, and I have been across this country with Toll and Roll, but there's many more faces behind. Linda Nash, homeowners' legal rights. George McDermott, 32 years fighting corruption. George, can you do a serious 3-minute recap and stay on topic of your win, please?
Okay. The whole system in our country has been hijacked by the American Bar Association and the U.S. Justice Department, all of which are controlled by the ABA. They're both private for-profit corporations, just as the United States of America is a private for-profit corporation. It is not a government. I have cases going in the U.S. Court of Appeals, the U.S. District Court, the Court of Federal Claims, challenging their legal standing until John Trump and his people show up in court, and we have evidence to show that the code is different from what is printed in the documents. It's all about building a wall of evidence. Linda Nash has built a wall of evidence. All these people are building a wall of evidence. Their whole theory is we will just beat everybody by attrition and falsifying court records, falsifying court documents, not allowing people to have say their day of court, denying jury trials, and this crap has to stop. We have to go in and we have to reorganize. We have to abolish these wannabe dictators and people who have been bought off by corporate America. We must and we will succeed, and we must all work together with Toll and Roll. So thank you.
Well, and thank you, George, for all your hard work, all your pounding the sand and the cement in DC. You have done amazing things. You've still got, you said, 8 cases ongoing. But we are so thrilled to have you as part of our team and one of the unseen part of our team. Like Kirk said earlier, he had no idea. He's never seen you. He's never seen Linda. Well, many people who aspire to follow us, when they hear us say, you have no idea how many people are behind this who are seriously part of this team. Well, here's 2 of them. Bookends right now on my screen. Linda Nash, George McDermott. Linda, quickly a recap from you again. Also, you can mention Janet one more time, please, because we have cases all across this country Toll and Roll's involved in.
Yes, Janet Hill has turned the city of Atlanta and Fulton County, Georgia on its ear. 4 out of 7 of their county commissioners have resigned. They have exposed a ton of corruption, and where all of this robo-signing began was right in Fulton County, Georgia, and they aren't missing a trick. She's just doing phenomenal work there.
And she's been, Janet's been on part of the Whistleblower team since I think 2016 or 17. So, we've all been together a long time in this. And, Kirk, Chris, if it wasn't for them, you and I would have never been able to have homeowners' legal rights step up and help us get this petition of remonstrance all across the nation. Thank you to Kirk. Thank you to Chris. Rest in peace, Chris. But Kirk, do you want to say something real quick too? Let's chime on in.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just reiterate what I said before. Is it's great to meet these people here that are behind some of this stuff, and uh, great to hear George has some several wins throughout history here. And that's the truth. Is you know the only thing for evil men to prevail is for good men to do nothing. So
Amen to that.
you and Linda both, you guys have really been a powerhouse behind some of this stuff. So kudos to you guys. God bless, and let's keep her rolling.
Rolling, tolling, and rolling. So, Tom, one quick recap from you again, and then John, we want you and I to pop on real quick. Tom, give a quick update on DC, how much George has been there, and how we really tried to hook up with him last time we were there.
Well, a lot of technology hiccups, I think, and probably a lot on my part because I don't like working on my phone. But we were busy enough that we played tag, and as you said, we didn't connect. Um, I wish I had more information in front of you guys. We were talking about Janet. She has something going on Thursday, some kind of a Zoom that she sent me an email on, and I'll have to take a look. But I think that she's having a strategy Zoom talking about what's going on because again, she's tearing down Fulton County.
Yes, she is. Yeah, and Renee Weiler did a lot of work with Janet. I helped too. We had a lot of whistleblowing. I did the background on all Fannie Willis's real estate holdings. And it took 2 years before they even started talking about that. I think Linda was her real estate holdings, and that came down. And Janet has just been doing phenomenal work. We delivered the binder to her senator's office last time Tom and I were there. And so, guys listening, these are two people behind the scenes with Toll and Roll. And John, let's. Do you want to say anything quick? Because you and I know we had a conversation about a woman this morning who was very very downtrodden, and because of Toll and Roll, who she attributed, she couldn't thank us more for being there for her, and you especially, John.
Right. Yeah, earlier, for whatever reason, I was having technical difficulties. It said that you had disabled my video call, so that's why I couldn't pop in earlier. And then I hit my record button, and that's when you said
okay,
it stopped.
let's get away from the technology and get back to the topic.
That said, good to meet you, George. Congratulations on your end of things, sir. I've heard lots about you. Okay. And as Billy said, the gal she's speaking of, last April, as we were getting ready to leave on our trip to DC, I had many long conversations with this lady about her situation. She heard about Toll and Roll. She was dealing with a whole train wreck of mess on her end. We tried to get her situated. Here we are a year later, and luckily she's still with us.
And she got arrested last week. She did get arrested last week. It was a home case, but there's more involved. But the key here is Toll and Roll isn't just about paperwork. It's about the people. It's about giving hope that we can win. And because of people like George, holy moly, 32 years, George. Go ahead, George. Give us 3 more minutes of your time here about how the counterfeit, forged, and perjured documents that we have as the foundation of our mission at Toll and Roll, how that matters.
Well, we have moved away from, we're not educating our children in cursive writing anymore. Everything is done electronically now. So now it's getting even worse. We're going to be having people's homes taken because of an X, because of a rubber stamp of a clerk of the court who is supposed to sign a document in a particular manner in accordance with the rules of the court. They're not doing that. You go into their office and say, look, I don't accept this rule. You're supposed to have an oath of office in here that I can visually see and make a copy of. But the President of the United States signs it at your commission, and they won't give you a copy of that. They won't give you a copy of their bond. They won't give you a copy of the electronic orders from the alleged judge's chamber to the clerk or any other correspondence by and between the court. It's all everything in the court system is secretive. The Supreme
And
Court of
that
the
ties into the software because that's
90,
what we, yeah.
99.999% of the filings at the Supreme Court of the United States are dismissed by law clerks who come from the law colleges in Georgetown University, George Washington University. They never see anybody, and they're all dismissed with these rubber stamp orders. And this is a travesty of justice. People spend tens of thousands of dollars to have somebody put that brief together. And it's you get a one line, and Linda's got several of them, many of them. And I've got many, many of them. And I keep telling the clerk of the court, I actually asked to be arrested the last time I was in the Supreme Court. I did, because I went in there and they've locked off the clerk's access to the clerk's office, so the public can no longer access it. That's a travesty of justice. So I was standing outside of it, and I was just videotaping like everybody else in the common lobby. And this guy guard comes over and says, "You can't do that. You can't do that. I have to have your camera right now." I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "You can't videotape." I said, "Okay, fine." I took the camera. I said, I'll comply with you. I don't care." Then he said, "Give me that camera. I've got to delete that video," because it showed the brass gate that they put up to keep people out of that section. Years ago, I've been in and out of the Supreme Court so many times you can't even count them. I mean, hundreds of times. So,
Well, George,
this is the problem.
That's
This
why
is the
having
problem.
you part of this is really a big deal. We don't have time for 32 years of stories, folks, but believe
No,
me, George has through 32 years of stories that go from mob bosses to mopping floors. And I'm not just meaning mopping floors with a mop. I mean figuratively, he's mopping the floors right now of our
I
justice
must be
system.
doing something right. They've never been able to. They've never. They threatened me with the uh, illegal practice of law about twice, and both times I said, "Please do, please do." I said, "Because now," I said, "what you've done is a travesty of justice. Lock me up so I can have become a defendant, and I will prosecute you, and I'll put you where you need to be, because everything you're doing in this court's corruption." And the last time they actually the bailiff comes running out of the back behind the gate and grabs me and picks me up and throws me through the door.
Wow.
So
Well, I'm
I've never,
telling you, George, I just know I'm glad you came through our bus door for toll and roll because you are part of all the foundational paperwork that we have in.
I just hope
Larry,
I hope that your viewers will look at secretjustice.com, where I have 1,700 videos, or George the number 4 Justice on YouTube. I've got a lot of other, but
well, we're going to repeat that again in just a minute, too.
but
Larry,
that's it. But it's all about they're afraid to lock me up, because they know that as a defendant, I've won jury trials. I won jury trials 30 years, 28 years ago, myself arguing them with only a couple weeks of legal training. Yeah,
well, you've done spectacular work, and we are so
yeah.
thankful for you because you are one of
Yeah.
those men that we have learned from. You are one of
Well,
those men that has helped Linda. I know a lot. You've helped a lot of people.
yes,
Larry
I've got
Nemec, Larry,
my
we can't see you right now, but we
well,
can hear you, Larry. Would you like to say anything?
No, the only thing that I have to say is right now, I haven't given up. Um, I have contacted a couple months ago the Marion County, Florida Sheriff's Department, because in 2016, my congressman, Sean Duffy, who's a former district attorney, told me to file a complaint with the Sheriff's Department. And I thought one day I'm going to follow up on it And here they had this thing was still open. So I put together a package to come down and talk to them. And we made an appointment, or actually went, and Linda Nash went with me. And we never got past the front door. They brought in a inexperienced deputy sheriff that just basically told us it was over his head, and basically there wasn't anything to do. But I also called and filed a complaint, and I received a phone call Friday from a detective who took a lot of information from me, and I had to send him some documents, and I'm waiting for a response. So I'm thinking at this particular point, they're going to have to do something because they don't, they're kind of backed into a corner.
Well, and you've used our toll and roll documents. We've made many calls on your behalf. Can you speak a little bit to that just for real quickly? Because I want to stay on topic here for George.
Well, the whole thing about it is it, how do I want to put it? It's not letting up and not giving up. And you just have to keep going. I mean, George, that's fantastic, your news. I was glad to hear that when Linda sent me an email, and Tom. I thought that's good. It's always good when someone has good news. And I'm thinking that I'm in Florida right now, and I'm ready to go up to Marion County and have a discussion with these people. And I told them I dumbed my paperwork down so they could understand it. And we'll see what happens.
Well, you know what, Larry? You know we're behind you. You know when we rolled through, we did what we could for you, and we continued to do that. You're also one of the men on the outskirts of toll and roll who've been involved with us for many years.
Yep.
So thank you for your dedication. And George, George, I want you to just give us round this up again about now. I believe, did you not take the bill to the Supreme Court? Where did you take the bill and the documents for toll and roll when you went the last time?
Well, you talking about for Linda?
Mm-hmm.
I've taken them 3 or 4 times for her.
Mm-hmm.
Certified mail. That's when I went in and asked for a copy of. They kept saying, "Well, we didn't receive these," and I went in and I said, "Listen, I got to the gate and it was locked, so uh, uh, they told me I had to wait and until somebody could come out of the clerk's office, and that's when I said I just took my phone out and took some, like all other people, I take pictures of everything."
Right. And when was that when you took that? That was what, 3 months ago?
3 months ago, yeah.
Yeah, 3 months ago. So
And
guys,
then he stopped me and he said, "Look," and then finally he said, "Well, he said, give me your cameras."
okay,
I said,
honey, we already did this. So let's cut,
okay.
not repeat ourselves here. Because I want people to hear what they're hearing from you is
Well,
that you don't give up.
after that, I went straight across the street to the senator's offices for Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and I visited both of them. And I said, I want to know what's going on. I'm sick and tired of these citizens being robbed of their properties and their legal rights. Here's a copy of the motion I just tried to file to get documents. Now they've got me banned so I can't even get on Pacer to check my own court cases. I have to go to the courts to get a copy of the docket to keep. And that's the most important thing you have to do. You have to go in and make sure you stay current with that docket. Check it every day if you have to, because you never know what they're going to put in there, and you have to respond in the right amount of time.
Well,
So,
and you know what, George, I'm gonna stop now because
okay.
again, we can go on forever. My question to you is, how do you feel about toll and roll's documents?
I think they're a blueprint for success to take back our nation from the corporation of the United States of America and its CEO Donald John Trump and all of his handpicked Nazi supporters who
Well, there we go. There's your answer, folks. So for anybody who thinks that George doesn't have an opinion, he's got one. And our opinion of you, George, Linda and I can tell you, consider these
Yes.
pom-poms we're waving because we are your biggest cheerleaders. We are your biggest allies, and we cannot thank you enough for everything you've done behind the scenes for Toll and Roll for the last 32 years. Because again, Toll and Roll, John and I may have co-founded the name a year ago, but Toll and Roll has been rolling for decades. You know, Rod Class, 45 years, George, 32 years, Kirk, 30 years, me, 18 years, John, Tom, 15, 12, Linda, 20, Larry, what, dozen for you, Larry, at least.
Well,
So,
I want to preserve it. So what I'm doing is I asked Janet Grenadier, I think she's part of it, and Linda, both today. I'm forming a new nonprofit that I want them to be on the board of directors. And I want other people so that once I form the nonprofit, that I can go out to these and build a foundation of young people where I can go to colleges and get access to young people who are interested in preserving and defending our nation's Constitution and Declaration of Rights. And there are people out there, especially people say 60, 50 to 75 years old who have been lost their jobs and they're just looking for something to do. We need a volunteer base. We need to get these people into a position. And by setting up a foundation, we can help them also. So I have a lot, I might be 80 years old, but I still have a couple miles in the gas tank.
I think you got more than a couple miles there, George. And you know, that's the Office of Protect.
I'm
The
willing
Office
to
of Protect
I'm willing
aligns
to
with
fund
everything
it.
you're talking about.
I'm going to fund it. I'm willing to go the mile because just my victims that I have helped, they've lost over $700 million. And every one of them was a false claim. That was just
And we're set with you, George, to reverse these damages. And tonight, this is about telling you out there listening, don't give up hope.
no.
Keep the faith. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Don't
We
worry.
are all warriors of Christ. Okay?
Amen to that, George.
That's it.
God has a plan.
All warriors for Christ, and that's it.
Well, we're making headway all across this country, and I hope those of you who have listened tonight can comprehend that Toll and Roll isn't just the delegates you've seen on videos. It's not just those of us who've been in DC. It's many more behind the scenes across these United States saying when the government subverts the people's remedy, the people have a right to bring it. And thank you, George. Thank you, Linda. Duty.
Declaration of Rights says you have a duty to abolish that form of government and form a new one. That's
and the Office of Protect.
Independence.
Office of Protect is the office to do just that. It's in our restoration. It's the People's Remedy and Restoration Act.
Right.
And we're here as a team to say thank you to all our supporters out there who are listening. And when you feel that nothing's getting done, just know we have made a difference. You have made a difference. And all across these United States, audits are happening. People are being held accountable. And thank you, John Bloom, for picking up the phone that day when my ranch was burned to the ground to say those famous words, it's time to roll. Because, guys, it took us all, and it's miracles that have happened to get us this far. George, congratulations on your big win. And we're going to say goodnight for now, but we're going to bring you back, okay?
You all have a blessed evening. And just remember, it all happens in God's time. And we believe that this is the time that God has chosen to let Toll and Roll be a movement for the future.
And today is the day that the tide turned.
Yes, it did. The tide turned today. George won. Thank you guys for watching. And stay with Toll and Roll, tollandroll.com. and we have our Facebook page, but tollandroll.com. And we're going to be putting up George's story. We're going to make sure his win is noted on our page. And George, one last time, give him how to get to you on web.
Well, I've got secretjustice.com, where I have like 1,700 videos up there now. And it traces my history from 1998. I have George the number 4 Justice on YouTube, where I've just put up like 105 videos in the last 2 months.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do is I will make sure that your links, text them to me, and I will make sure they go in the description of this video when I post it. And
Okay.
Thank you again so much. And hang with us, because when we're done here, we're going to keep talking. But God bless you all. And again, thank you for your time. Good night.
Amen.
Thanks, all.